I see a couple of questions on how do I join an agri-tech company and stuff like that. So yeah, the agri-tech company, hopefully when the hello tractor begins to attract those people. But how do we make this sustainable? Like what are the steps you think it takes to make this scalable? Because if we don't attract the best mind, then we're not going to be able to get the most value we can from this sector. Any takes here?
Awesome. I think what we started out to do was to make agriculture look attractive to youths in Nigeria. I mean, you grew up on a farm. I know my father had a farm, but I didn't grow up on that farm. I knew we fed consistently from that farm, I mean, for some time, just to augment what we had to do. But I didn't want to have anything to do with agriculture. I'll tell you that, upfront. Even when I joined Farm Crowdy, my coming into Farm Crowdy was off a 5 years investment banking career into Farm Crowdy to come and prepare the business for regulation by the SEC. Now, agribusiness is the focus, not agriculture. And when you think agribusiness, you're going to see the several linkages that can pull great minds into. Now, I'm an ardent advocate for agriculture, not because I used to like agriculture, but because I needed to attract investment into agriculture. That has made me, an advocate, and I love every bit of agriculture. The value chain in agriculture can never be exhausted, So in our business today, we've got a full stack development team, numbering about 15 or 18 of them. So all of our apps, all of our technology, they're built in-house. We've got a fantastic marketing team in-house that is not only catering to what Farm Crowdy does, but also supporting other small businesses within the agri-tech space who are willing, to touch on their brand. Now, to zero in on your question, great minds are always going to come into this space and make this space really look more interesting than currently looks when we look at it as agribusiness and not just agriculture. And to answer quickly, the concern you had around mechanization over, aggregating smallholder farmers, we need the impact to tell a story. And that is why you would, always need to work with smallholder farmers. There's certain levels of projects, like, a few we're into now, that are purely mechanized, and they're contract farmings. So it's not, aggregating smallholder farmers in small number and cohorts. That really doesn't push you, beyond, some levels. That for comfort, I hope. Definitely both have their spaces, they have their impact, and our impact story today is incomplete without the smallholder farmers we've worked with. Someone we've met at an income level of 10,000 who now does about 200,000 in income. It's priceless for them, and they've been able to also retain some of their children at the rural level because they are able now to pay them. Why run off to the city and look for a job and squat with a friend? Oh, we've got these partners, Farm Crowdy now. My pen, I could only do 2,000 birds. Now I'm doing 2,000 birds. That money is able to pay that son, a wage, as an employee in his business, to work with him over that time. And because we're also preaching this is agribusiness and not just agriculture, that son might just be a marketing expert for all you care. He's managing the social media handle for his dad to sell off property. I think once we create the bigger outlook for agribusiness, I think it starts catering to attracting the best minds into this space for us to really raise the game at a level that is sustainable. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's quickly dive into people's questions now, and I'd like as many of the panelists to contribute as possible. So Oluwashim Oyekola has asked, how can one raise funds for a startup in agribusiness? We have a couple of founders here, or the top level execs in agri-tech businesses.
Can I go in?
Does anybody? Does anybody want to jump into this?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please, Mr. Yinka.
Yes. I don't know whether I can chip in some points on the last question.
Oh, please, as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible.
Okay, so just like one minute.
Yeah.
The sustainability has to be taken down to geographical affected positively in terms of climate. But we are only using less than 10% of those hectares of land in Nigeria. So for us to have a sustainable agriculture in Nigeria, let government give a free land for farmers to attract people. Look at Enugu State. You have to pay and go through series of tests and rigorous process because you can even acquire a simple plot of land. If we have this so much land to use for agriculture, so why don't we do it for free to attract people? That's number one. Number two, we have to divide the process of the sustainability into two. We have a class of 12 years old and above. They are not ready to do agriculture. And we have students below that age